fist, please don't knock. My loose teeth are yours to take. Cuddling our newfound freedom and keeping our eyes open without being awake. Kiss my ear, the fame still taunts. Children rejoice once hero, now dead one last time. I'm really hurting, just a little taste to take off the edge. I run with you, upload letters and photographs in a desperate reach for a clue into who I am with a little distant past as a reference. I feel any connection to the bones under my skin. You can cry, but you're still getting sterilized. You can show the sun how to come if you know the sky. He'll let you make a mess if you keep him high with a good truth. The messenger deserves to die for his lies, make it hurt. Scare me straight, curses he who can't burn by fire. We're all falling, show me feeling. I'm your designated diver. I can see the cuts on your mind. Your mother made yours, mine made mine. I know you'd rather be sad than stupid. Genius by day, junkie by night. By the grace of breeze, I never scraped a knee that didn't help me see. Bleeding isn't what it seems. Let it seep till it screams. Finally free, then you better leave. But the cheese gonna kill the king. Wound, perfect numb, 13 billion years in the making. Black hole at the center of our galaxy. We're still suffering, we're still aching. The sanctuary is closed for repairs. I use God's guided pedimony, act a nice way. Bad habits make for good memories. I'm good at being at the wrong time in the right place. Crust and clots at the corners of her mouth. Eyes white like yours but completely different somehow. Caught her post dose looking like a ghost. Cheeks rose from the flesh and fluid so familiar to us now. Legs fold with the predator's prey. There's no messiah that was in enslaved to his brain. If I could do with nails what you do with words. Every one more crucifixion, one less. Open door, use my fist, but I won't knock. Break it open, itch me sober. Trust me, we'll get out of this alive. Now take my hand, it's almost over. I apologize for lying about smiling. I'm a frightened little cat that learned to act like a lion. While Leviathan's beach in the grip of their patience. I'm driving this cheap pirate ship to the pavement. By the grace of breeze, I never scraped a knee that didn't help me see. Nothing's really what it seemed. Let it steam till it's green. Finally free, then you better leave a memory for the head of the king. Vibe by a naked rush, this story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush, this story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush, this story was written. When I was young, I was a single-celled amoeba. Then I learned how to go to war over ideas. Now I'm in this script, Mother Earth over resources, waiting for the date that today's considered prehistoric. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written. No, I don't want to, but if I had to, I'll make a big mistake. There's no judge or jury when you're looking adrenaline in the face. Years of refinement to make this machine, and I'm gonna use it to the best of my ability. My body as my armor will protect my brain from bruising. Even though it's secretes of poisonous power, I almost lose it. Vomit and juice it, diluted in the blood. Cause if I ever got a full blast, the rush would be too much. Now you can hear the break in his grown-up voice. You can feel the quiver when you shake his hand. You could give or take, it's no one else's choice. One day you have to quit running and take a stand. And all the flags at half-mast, part heavy heart, part pain in the ass. I was trained not to think, just react. Sometimes when a person goes that far, they're never coming back. Maybe we'll evolve to a point where fear is an experience is no longer instinctual, but rather an emotion we use to enrich our understanding of why human ancestors killed each other when we could have loved each other. One day we'll be holding hands instead of grudges. Eliminate our territorial circuits and know what love is. One day we'll be holding hands instead of them 16. So then every human being is controlled by the fight. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. Standing on my last limb, survived by a naked rush. This story was written in my genetic code. I'm champagne. Let's all go home, kill ourselves in our radios. Where's my head? This isn't mine. Nobody loves a thing, everyone is fucking crazy in control. It's not my fault, they'll be sorry once I skin them. Scared to life, a painless death. Make sure she knows I love her right before she floats away. I can't hear you, screams too loud. All my ideas become perfect little blind spots. Fold me in, tucked away. I'm starting to think I never learned what I need to learn. All things pass, we bruise skin, holding on to things that we shouldn't be allowed to keep. Make them proud, dredged in guilt. Call me when the miracle reduces to coincidence. My casted wings are almost off now. I can't feel things like there's no hell more harsh than a memory. There's no home more hell than an empty nest. Winter takes the warm away, spring takes the cold away, summer takes the rain away, and fall took away my friend. I believe there's never a place better than right where you are. Although imagining an afterlife can tend to mend a broken heart over someone dead. It's a way of coping with loss, but I don't need you out there somewhere if I have you in my thoughts. I don't envy anyone in a position where they're forced to choose. Pull the plug or not, I can't tell if this is for me or you. I mean, I know you're sick, tired and confused, but sometimes letting the tired go to sleep is the best thing to do. I will hold your head while the doctor sticks the needle in. I'll always remember our companionship and what it meant. And on Sunday, October the 5th, you took your last breath, and you will be missed. My casted wings are almost off now. I can't feel things like
images burned into our collective memory. The bloody boy walking dazed from school. The crying girl pulled away by friends. The stretcher carrying a wounded child. The frantic parents searching for answers.
Yeah, he used to shoot it in the air for kicks. Promised he had perfect aim. Swore that he couldn't miss. Wore it underneath his belt because by law that was his right. Besides, you never know what type of danger's hiding in the night. He said he'd never use it in a fight. He'd take a punch instead and it made him feel at home. He used to hunt with Grandpa as a kid. As time went on, he started to think more and more about what he would do if he was home and someone kicked down his door. Paranoia kept increasing. He kept imagining a tragedy as if it was inevitable, trying to prepare prepare himself for how he'd feel if he ever had to steal a life to save a loved one's or his own. That soulless piece of metal was the boss in the relationship. He bought it to keep him safe, but it just made him sick. And it wasn't until the day that he got rid of it that he felt like he was safe, no longer a slave to that piece of shit. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, no.
May 20th, 1998. 15-year-old Kip Kinkle is expelled for bringing a handgun to school. Kinkle shoots both his parents, Bill and Faith Kinkle. Under his trench coat, he carries 2 handguns, a rifle, a knife, and more than 1,200 rounds of ammunition.
51 shots, got him 111 years, armed to the teeth, ready to teach a lesson to his peers. A freshman who knew enough to do his homework. He took it his father first and now he's a cold-blooded soldier. But his mom was still at work, so he waited a couple hours, heard the car pull up to the house, cocked the rifle and let the voices overpower him. His conscience never got the best of him. Mom and dad were dead on the same day that they had arrested him at school for possession of a stolen 32. By the time he arrived back at home, he didn't know what the fuck to do. He's thinking, I'll kill the only people I love, the same ones who created me, so they never have to see what I'm gonna do to the people who hated me. I love you, he said to both his mother and father just before he shot him. And when he got up in the morning and went to the store, nobody could stop him. 51 shots, 15-year-old kid, a couple of miles from where I live. I'll never forget him, his name was Kip.
You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, yeah. You can own it, but mostly it'll own you, no. In case of emergency, break glass and put us out. It's the last time I'll let your parade rain through my clouds. They say sell and implode for all we care. I watch the rotting from a distance and then talk about it like I was there. We don't share even the slightest hint of light. We fight to find when it went wrong and die before we finally get it right. Forgive me if I'm way more bored than I am brave. Maybe it's you and not me. Either way, walk away, I'm okay. Still looks the same with a discouraged face, made from scrape and misplaced anger I accidentally embrace. It's dysfunction, it's implied by its bloodthirst. Wanna take it all apart just to rebuild it and make it worse. You're going crazy, well I'm happy you're leaving. You wanna sing yourself to sleep, but you're too dead to realize that you're screaming. Even if in God we bend and in trust we cheat, I'm everyday people normal, and I'm glad to be. Blow me up, fall in love. We are America's favorite choice of drug. It's all in your hands, you kill us while we're young. You don't need to push me, I'm ready to jump. Break me down, wake me up. We are America's favorite choice of drug. It's all in your hands, you kill us while we're young. And don't fucking push me, I'm ready to jump. Casa, Sukasa. Anything you say can and will be held hostage. I want the mellow crazy way inside. The universe is black and I'm a lighter shade of blind. Everyone's sucking and pulling in different directions. Why can't I see anything anymore? Anyway, medicine, methadone, media coverage, something that's broken my TV. It keeps me telling me I need to be worshipped and follow the feeling point. I don't know who I am, paranoid, bury me somewhere with less perfect lighting. Please, I wanna suck out all of your junk and kiss it back into the parts of your heart that you keep locked up when you awaken. I hope I'm the first person you call. I'll listen like a pistol, it'll be worse than talking to a wall. Having everything's having nothing at all. I watch you climb your way to the top, and I'll still be here when you fall. There's no fulfillment in a lazy nation that keeps feeding our infatuation with the idea of being famous. Blow me up, fall in love. We are America's favorite choice of drug. It's all in your hands, you kill us while we're young. You don't need to push me, I'm ready. how easily they forget. No anchor to the past. Cut the blood supply and hope the heart beats itself to death. My rib cage is not my own. Still feels like your arms, neck, clothed and soul. How'd I let it go this far? It happens faster than you could ever think. I'm always in forever to never again. In less than a blink, the river runs until it's dry. But I die spitting my let's rip into his mouth to keep it alive. Long drives, wide eyes, and your smiling face. You dance, I drink. Let's waste the night away. They say you always know right away, but you can't foresee your sand being pulled into the sea under a tidal wave. Secrets leak out when you're asleep. Coming from a queen's mouth, talk isn't all that cheap. I'm now a lone flame, searching for a purpose, setting fires everywhere I go. Can't avoid the burns. We share pain. You took me by my throat and made me understand the world as if I were you and I couldn't breathe. Now you can lead a horse to fresh water, but you can't teach it how to be okay when you decide to leave. I'm lost. There's no one to protect. I got used to being sheltered from the rain that always followed you. It's not my first time. Actually, it's nothing new, but that doesn't make it any easier to get through. The snow won't melt, smoke won't clear. Turn hope inside out 1,000 times, trying to see if it was ever anything more than dressed up fear. But the two go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other being there. I'm barely breathing, waiting for the spins to end. Begging to God I don't believe in to let me sleep so I can dream again. We went through thick and thin, came out separate on the other end. But please know, no matter what, you'll always have me as a friend. And I finally know your crime is your pride and your past is my only ghost. I'm going crazy out of my control, but there's nothing I can do. I have no choice but to let it go. Each day gets a little less intense. I no longer feel like there's someone standing on my chest. You made me more me, and I won't forget the time you helped me find my feet when I was buried in my head. Thank you for giving what you had to give, taking what you had to take and making me believe in you. Even though I might be gone forever, there will always be a place in my brain that'll think of you. You look so graceful when you're flying. Keep going, there's a lot of world that you haven't seen. You have my best wishes, even if only in silence. You deserve everything that you've ever dreamed. The snow melted right when the smoke cleared. I turned love inside out 1,000 times, trying to see if it was ever anything more than the will to persevere. But the two go hand in hand, the clouds surrounding you eventually will clear. I can breathe, I found contentment in the end. Telling the God I don't believe in to go to sleep so I can think again. We went through thick and thin, came out separate on the other end. But please know, no matter what, you'll always have me as a friend. I soak up every little bit to sharpen my bones. All grown up, still trying to find my way home. I never been cleaned or cloned. My heart's never been owned. I'm lonely, but everyone is lonely, so I know at least I'm not alone. This road is filled with potholes, but I don't need to tell you something that you already know. We're both sinking in the same boat. I wanted you to stay afloat. I did what I could, but you had to learn to swim on your own. You lost your glow and the glitter and the gold. I couldn't stay alive inside your chokehold. Hold on, I really gotta go, cause I'm not falling into your hole. You won't spin my head around. You won't take this one from me. You won't bring it to the clouds. You won't ever see, ever see. You won't ever see the ground. I soak up every little bit to harden my skin. No matter how I stand, still pulled by the wind. When intention goes limp, wipe the face off my grin. And love me in the name of kill to keep on being good friends. A liar's lips are the best fingerprints. You can fake it isn't there, but I can taste it when we kiss. Tracing paper wrists. I try to draw the line and I miss, but one day I'll be able to look back at this and make some kind of sense of it. I'm not another shin to kick. 1 foot in the grave, both hands in a gin. It took a while to figure out we couldn't coexist, but I'm not falling into your abyss. You won't spin my head around. You won't take this one from me. You won't bring it to the clouds. You won't ever see, ever see. You won't ever see the ground. I am all that I think, I'm the way that my neurons are wired. They fire away onto electrical synapses, fusing themselves to receive and tell, building a network that only gets stronger as I continue the thought pattern implied by the process. I make a decision on what to react to what I perceive based on electrical currents, and I am all that I feel. I'm a neurotransmitter's desire. These chemical messengers look for a nerve with the perfect receptor to fit in. They get in, they give it specific instructions on what to release till the chain of events reaches down to the glands, which then produce every hormone on the sweat of the tissue of organs and make them dance. All I can do is breathe, that's how I put out the fire, and all I can do is think. Force my circuitry to rewire. Everything outside is already inside, there's nothing that we see that we don't, at least partially making our own in our heads. So it seems like my duty to get in my biocomputer and pry apart neurons with long-term relationships out of my brain to release the chemicals. One day I'll be free from the brain that makes me me. Now that I know that I'm in control, I can cut my own puppet strings. You are all that you think, you're the way the neurons are linked. I bet if you don't let it get a little better, it got a lot of words. All you gotta do is open up and on the skin. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing me that I was him. We like to feel the blood and fat dripping off our gums. She likes to talk directly down the barrel of her gun, learning to perfect the ancient art of quiet rape. You've always been so warm and calculated, I owe you a thanks. Eyes wide shut, I promise not to fall awake. Lick the guillotine and tell you how the gasoline tastes. The grass is always greener on the other pesticides. All the precious practice the message that it's infectious hide. What's for me to know when you define guilty? The almighty praise adrenaline, such an underwhelming thrill where there's a will that's awake. Burn me at the stake. Who the hell am I trying to fool? I'm a fool, I feel so fake. One last goodbye before I take my 45. Shoot a hole in the sky, rip it open and climb inside. Empathy is the poor man's cocaine, and love is just a chemical by any other name. I like the way your pheromones make me sleepy. This far away I still smell you inside me. Empathy is the poor man's cocaine, and love is just a chemical by any other name. I like the way your pheromones make me sleepy. As far away I still smell you inside me. Tie me down till my sweet nothing sour. I screwed up trying to squeeze 65 minutes from an hour. Outnumbered by such a large amount. No wonder why we lost the battle. The counterculture can't count. Welcome to my life of hell. There's no one to fight now. Enjoy myself. Rather drown than ask for help. I wish I was someone else. Mr. Perfect, misconstrued. Lead the way, follow through. You probably hate me, I do too. You're so much like me, I feel sorry for you. But I think you're pretty sure you will profit, you will get hurt. I eat my words, they taste like dirt. I'm only ashamed because I know what it's worth. Find my comfort inside blame. Shove my pride back down my face. My worst habits, waking up at least once a day. Balance barefoot on a needle, heaven's just a jump away. Empathy is the poor man's cocaine, and love is just a chemical by any other name. I like the way your pheromones make me sleepy. This far away I still smell you inside me. Empathy is the poor man's cocaine, and love is just a chemical by any other name. I like the way your pheromones make me sleepy. This far away I still smell you inside me. The stars in your eyes are almost blinding. I know I should look away, I'm honestly trying. I act like I'm here, it's really hard to care, for there's a thin line between your wit and your whining. I'm just a shadow when you're shining. I look forward to putting it all behind me. Kneel before your ego. It's funny how some people have a way of making the Milky Way look tiny. Somewhere between the drama and the dry heave, collapse on command using gravity to guide me. You're so hip-hop, you're so punk rock, you're so cliche. You look the same to me, uncomfortable in your skin, colorless eyes and no mouth. I'm never interested, apply my recovery, asleep in the mold of your milk. You look the same to me, uncomfortable in your skin, colorless eyes and no mouth. Don't tell me there's nothing wrong, don't tell me there's nothing wrong, you got the credit for my kelp. The stars look like eyes, judging as they gaze upon the long face you wear. When it's your right to say they're wrong, you put no one above you, but they can tell you're troubled as you pick up your things and sleep alone when the day is done. You used to get in fights for fun, it's your way of getting close to someone when you don't know how to love. I feel sorry for you, even though your fans adore you. The more you try to wiggle your way loose, the more you get stuck. You're so sex, you're so drugs, you're so rock and roll, you're so in the moment, you're so self-centered, you're so sad, cause you're so cliche. You look the same to me, uncomfortable in your skin, colorless eyes and no mouth. I'm never interested, apply my recovery.